Hey guys, we're back with some more Dokkan Battle. This has kind of been a long time in the in the making here, and this is the SYN SHENRON Shadow Dragon fight from the what's it called? The 8th anniversary. The hardest fight probably in the game right now. Maybe Broly is a little bit harder with the AoE. With the AoE super, but this is one of the hardest fights in the game. This is the difficult content that the 8th anniversary brought to the table, aside from the 8th anniversary battle. And the no item run for this took a little while, but now that we finally have gotten the last Infinity Stone, that being the LR Power Awakened Piccolo, I can finally bring these gameplays to you. We're going to be doing a marathon of the Shadow Dragon event no items. I'm going to be doing one of these a day, so if you are excited for that, drop a like down below. It makes me know that you guys are excited to see it. So with all that being said, let's kind of break down the team that we're using as you guys are watching this top tier gameplay, obviously, as I attempt to do this with no items. So double Piccolo, obviously the resume for Piccolo speaks for itself. Does a lot of different things offensively, does a lot of things defensively. His defensive utility is as good as it gets with the taking away of the enemy super attack after you get into, or you get out of the giant form. Just absorbing those is so critical to how you can beat this, because when the enemy cannot super, you really just kind of grab a hold of the fight, and it's very tough for the your enemy to come back from that. So why is that so significant? It's the fact that we have a unit here like Trunks and Vegeta. We have Tech Vegeta. We have the 8-year LR. These are units that absolutely, maybe not can get caught defensively, but are units that a super will do a lot of damage to, because the last phase is physical. So that is where like Trunks and Vegeta can take a lot of damage from a super if they have not properly built up. And considering we are doing like a double Piccolo setup, it is tough to get that consistent double super, or not super, but that consistent like build up on Trunks and Vegeta for them to be where we need them to be. So Trunks and Vegeta, you guys know their defensive utility with their support, the guard that they have, their tank ability, just their, like I said, their ability to tank throughout this game is like, not even super underrated. It is like their selling point, right? This is one of the best units in the game still. You could argue they're easily top 10 still. I think lately I've been seeing on the timeline people arguing that they're not top 10, but people are tripping, right? This is a top 10 unit in the game, no doubt about it. Their slot 1 ability, their leader skill is unmatched. It is still one of the best leader skills in the game. Maybe somebody like Tech Goku might be a little bit better at this point, just because Warrior's raised on Earth. You guys are seeing them take a lot right here, but that's because they don't have their guard. They need to be in slot 1 or slot 2. A little mental gaffe on my part, but it happens, right? So STR Gamma 1, you guys should know, guard, damage reduction, building up the defense, type advantage in the last phase, should do us just fine. It's just kind of here as a nice, like a solid floater to not die. We are keeping those orbs for the next phase. I did that intentionally because, like I said, Gamma 1 is just here to not get us killed. He's not here to do damage. So I was okay with him not getting the super attack right there. Just can continue to let him build. And stuff like that. And who else do we have? We have the 8-year LR right here, not the better of the two, but the LR that fits onto Piccolo's team, the 8-year Buu Saga Duo. They, do a decent job here, especially with getting us through the first phase, as they do have that type advantage. And then they are type neutral. They have the stacking ability, and then the defensive utility of them in their standby is not underrated, but it is very, very good, right? Because people like to go on and on about how this unit is no good. Or what's it called? Like to go on and on about how this unit is not good defensively, but they have this utility in the standby where you get a couple rainbow wards, even at 55%, they're not getting touched. So basically an invincible unit that we could have in the floating slot and what have you, and that is basically it with him. So rounding out the last two, we have the brand new Easy A Physical Piccolo, who will be available to you guys on Global when this event drops, as he is already out on Global. So you guys, again, another Mickey Mouse Dokkan getting another advantage with this Physical Piccolo when this comes out. I had to wait a couple months, but is what it is. But Physical Piccolo, why he is so important, it's the Scouter. It's his link ability with LR Power Awakened Piccolo. This rotation is just disgusting defensively because we have the ability to hide from his supers and put Piccolo in those spots, the LR Piccolo, wherever the super would be, and his defense will be more than enough. You're seeing right here 5 million. I think what you guys are going to see in this run, this is a bit of a long one because of Giant Form Piccolo. When we in an orange Piccolo, it takes forever to get through that. So when we have that going on, that is where things get a little bit muddy, just because it takes a long time. It's not because it's difficult or anything like that, but this, I'm going to be doing the standby right here. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about. I don't know why I used that so early. I think it was to get the defensive buff on like the rest of the rotation, but you guys are going to see this standby right here. If you guys don't know, he has guard, he has damage reduction, he can't attack, But this Vegeta is essentially invincible. The only really way he can get caught is if you don't give him any rainbow orbs whatsoever. So you have to kind of prioritize the rainbow orbs on the field for this guy just to make sure that you don't take any damage. And then you have this utility unit where you can put in any slot and they're not going to take any damage, right? So that is super, super important to getting this no item run done. And also having that Spirit Bomb for just a little bit of extra damage certainly is nice. So what we want to do is kind of float them off, get a lot of charges up, make sure Trunks and Vegeta are in slot 2 to assure their guard, and then we have to unfortunately rotate them over to slot 1 after this just to make sure that we do keep it. But I am okay with that because Trunks and Vegeta at 79% are more than enough. So right here, I had to kind of risk it for the biscuit, right? Like you guys saw, there was no rainbow orbs for me to get with Goku or with Vegeta, so that was a little bit sketchy. But 10 million right here from Power Awakened Piccolo, very nice. We are going to get into kind of like the crux of this run right here when we get to the orange mode, just because like it's like mine's at 55%. The links are done, but it just takes so long, right? Like it's just this Sin has a lot of HP. So unless we're doing like literally doing like a crit, like a double super, triple crit every time, he is not gonna get you out of that phase, especially at 55%. So it's just free damage. It helps get rid of the enemy super attack. It's super, super useful. So that is kind of how it works. But I forgot to say we have one more unit on this team, and that is Tech Vegito Blue. Now, Tech Vegito Blue is one of those units where he just, if he wants to, he just deletes a phase, right? Where it's like, this is one of those guys where you just can get him so high up on terms of like just the sheer amount of attack that he is doing. Based off that alone, you were just doing so much, right? It's like you're seeing like 4 supers, 5 supers doing, you know, like, especially when he's built up, it's like, all right, here's 13 million, here's 9 million, here's 10 million, here's 11 million. Just, I hate to use this term, but just like the attack per turn that you're getting out of this Vegito, and with all that, like also building defense and the guaranteed dodge when he transforms, it's just so useful in terms of this type of event that it is like super impressive. Like this guy, it just will blow you away with how good he can perform, right? And that's what makes him such a significant player on this specific team, because, you know, the dodge is not disabled, so he's going to have that dodge chance in slot 3, and then as a floater with the dodge chance, he is doing, you know, all of those attacks, getting all of that offense in. It's really helpful, because especially like with the crits and all that, you know, you build your Vegito full crit, maybe a little bit of additional. I don't know what the hidden potential build is on him right now. Whatever it is, I think it's 26 additional 12 crit because of the, or it would probably be like something, not something like that. Be a little bit more crit focused, but really with the EX orbs from the 8th anniversary event, I just kind of threw those on all the anniversary units, just like, you know what, these are just for them, so why not? So right here, this is what I was talking about. I don't recall if I used, I feel like I saved that active skill, because I'm like, Power Awakened Piccolo is going to get us out of here, and if he doesn't, Trunks and Vegeta will. So I'm like, I might as well just hold on to that. So right here, we are kind of robbed of the opportunity to get Vegito to get some attack in, right? Just because I didn't want to float off Trunks and Vegeta and then like potentially risk losing them for a bit, because I need them to stack up anyway. So I was like, you know what, let's just put them there. They're not going to take any damage here, so let's just get this in and get it over with, right? Just another stack for them. So yeah, you guys can see we are 8 minutes in, and this recording itself, it's 21 minutes, so this is going to be a longer video, but this is because of this orange Piccolo. Like, it just takes forever, and I'm not complaining about the orange Piccolo. Obviously, he's amazing. Don't treat this as like, oh, you're slandering orange Piccolo, because I can assure you that I am not. It is just, okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here, right? Did you see that super in slot 2? We're not taking that. So physical Piccolo does not have to worry about taking that, because we have, like I said, orange Piccolo, he gets rid of that. And so that's why that's so significant and makes this no item run so much easier. Like, you guys don't understand. If you come from my position of somebody who didn't have orange Piccolo and was playing the game without him, and then you go from that to having orange Piccolo, it's night and day how different it is and how much more effortless this game is when you have this unit. And this is what I'm talking about right here, by the way. This is why this run takes so long, because I'm pretty sure we have, I think, 6 total turns of orange Piccolo doing all these additional supers. So like, you know, we're looking at like, I don't know, like 10 super attacks from Piccolo and having to sit around and wait for those, and then in addition to that, doing all the HP that Sin has, it's just with no crits. Like, you know, it's just, we're gonna be here a while, right? So get used to seeing these super attack animations. But with orange Piccolo, that ability to take away the super, especially when you can see it, it's so important, because it's like with physical Piccolo next to him, it's like, do I want to use the orange phase this specific turn? Because, you know, maybe the super's in slot 1 and Piccolo has 1.5 million defense, and it's like, okay, whatever, you can just hit me with it and then we'll just save it, right? And like with that, it's just that makes you just like when you have control of the enemy like that and you know what he's trying to do, it makes the game so much different and so much easier for you, because when you have that type of advantage over the enemy, you just like they just can't do anything. And because a lot of the difficulty in this game just comes from the RNG of super attacks, right? You think about an event like Cell Max, the OG Cell Max, right? It's like, it's the coin flip. Does he super 2 times? Does he super 3 times? Do you get super twice to slot 1? And then, you know, you get super once to slot 3 with the unit that needed to super first. Maybe a unit got locked in slot 1. You were trying to go for the no item run. It didn't work, right? But when you can take away that super attack, that's just like a 2.5 million attack that the enemy can't do. And when you get rid of that random chance, all of a sudden the game becomes much, much, much easier. And that's why Physical Piccolo is so important. Because not only is he getting much better defensively, he is also, you know, putting in respectable attack numbers. I think you guys are going to be pretty impressed with how Piccolo looks in here, right? It's just like, it goes to show you, I think, just how important it is, like, that EZAs are this good. And I like I said, we're in this orange mode for a long time, so we got to talk about it a lot, right? But like when a good EZA comes out like this, it's just so refreshing, because you know these are units that you've had sitting around, probably rainbowed for a good amount of time. This Physical Piccolo has been on a bajillion banners, right? Like it's like, you know, you've probably pulled Physical Piccolo and you've seen that silhouette of him looking back at you like that. You know what I'm talking about? You're like, son of a gun, like, because you've probably pulled him 1,000 times at this point. You bobbing him for coins or whatever. And when you see that Physical Piccolo, you get mad. But now with this EZA, all of a sudden, he's one of the best TURs in the game. And, you know, EZA TURs and TURs, I'm not here to discuss that. But here we go. Now, Physical Piccolo is out. We got the light grenade version of Piccolo coming out. We're at 439k defense. Could be a little bit higher, but it is okay. So I think what I do here is, what do I use the Spirit Bomb or do I save it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to use it. I was like, I think I got scared off. I'm like, am I gonna lose it right here? I always mix up, because like one time I meant to use it and I didn't, and that kind of scared me. And again, not being able to read the game, that is where it kind of messes up, right? But like I was saying, with this Physical Piccolo being one of the best EZA TURs, probably the best. Maybe Kaioken Blue Goku is better just because of his nuking ability, but it's like, it's just so good when a unit that you used to use a lot, it kind of sees like that period where it's just dead, and then it comes back as strong as this Piccolo did. I always just love that. Like the EZA, I'm not gonna be I'm not a pioneer for saying this, but this is like, that's by far the best thing that Dokkan's ever done, right? Being able to revive old units is so fun and makes the game so much more enjoyable when these units that you have nostalgia for all of a sudden come back and are like as good as they were back then. Okay, so let's look at Piccolo right here. 7.1, and that's the first super, right? Impressive. You know, that's basically hitting as hard as the other Piccolo is. 8 million right here. I forget if he does another one, but 8 million. That's so that we're up to 15.1. No crit. 8.8. So, what, 24 million basically? Okay. Cool. Thanks, Piccolo. Appreciate you. Salute. And double digits from, well, triple, but you know what I mean. So it also tanks the normal from SYN. And then 8th year anniversary, like, what is amazing to me is the 8th anniversary LR, like aside from like Gamma 2 or Gamma 1 rather, is like the most impressive, like is like the least impressive unit on this team. And that's something like, it's just funny to say that, right? Because we have like, obviously they're better than Trunks of Vegeta. So maybe Trunks of Vegeta, like, it's like, if we want to talk about synergy, Gamma 1's the worst unit on this team. But like, yeah, like look at that, 48k per normal right there. And granted, they haven't stacked that much, albeit, right? But they were here to tank, so, yeah. And then, you know, it's just crazy to me that, you know, this can exist, right? So right here, this is what I was talking about. Like, it's like that was a long phase. And guess what? Now we got to do it again with a rainbow one who's even better. And has more chance to additional, right? So it's like, this is why this run ends up taking as long as it did. But hey, with Orange Piccolo, I feel like I am safe, right? Orange Piccolo is that he's calming. He just, you know that you're okay. It's slow, but it's steady. It's reliable. You get to take care of business. Everything is fun. It's all fine and dandy. And now we just get to sit back and watch Piccolo go to work. And we have a nice like 2 to 3 minute buffer right here where we just do our thing. And then we have to kind of get a little bit of RNG to get through the rest of this run. But at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I've got this under wraps. And I'm like, man, I've been missing out on this the whole time with that LR Piccolo. And it just goes to show you, right? Like, they want to make a unit this good, they can. And when they don't limit a unit with stupid crap, like, you know, they're not key restricted, they just do their thing, they have high offense, they have high defense, they have utility, it's perfect, right? It makes you wonder what LR Gohan really could have been. I think I'll just always kind of remember that unit as like what could have been. It obviously, like, if you look at the overlay, imagine that was the LR art, right? Like, imagine just like having that in your box at all times, and it wasn't just an active skill. It just sucks so much because I don't know. This isn't a video about Beast Gohan. Surely we're gonna get one down the line. Like, he's gonna make us too much. He's gonna make like, you know, these Dragon Ball games too much money. People, you know, who doesn't love Gohan, right? There's a lot of people maybe that don't like the character he became, but at the end of the day, guys, that's what he wanted to be from the jump, right? And maybe Chi-Chi beat it into his head, but at the end of the day, he wanted to be what he is. So it is what it is. But hey, as I was saying, like LR Gohan and LR Piccolo. LR Piccolo is just a good blueprint for what a unit should be, right? Amazing offensive utility, amazing defensive utility, more abilities outside of just raw stats, stuff like that, and that's really important to me. So we're getting through the crux of this. Like I said, this is the nitty gritty right here. Just getting through all this junk, like it's just like, you know, we're not doing a ton of damage, but we are doing an okay amount, I guess. Like it's really just dependent on getting crits, and the crit luck on this was really bad, if I'm not mistaken. Like, even the rainbow one wasn't really doing that many, so like we're just kind of stuck here watching this. But hey, like I said, with Orange Piccolo, you feel safe. Like, you feel like nothing bad is gonna happen to you with Orange Piccolo. You're like, I'm gaming, I'm not taking any damage, we're chilling out here, it's all good, all good. Not much can go wrong. So, you know, we're just trying to get through it. I don't think we get the Dokkan attack in this video. Maybe we do. I mean, we still got like 4 minutes left, so we'll see. Because I think we have one more turn of Orange Piccolo. So I believe this marks turn 3 of him. And what I was trying to do was save those tech orbs for healing up when we get out of here. But it just didn't work out like that. And then I also need to consider, like, the whole time I'm being conscious of the orbs that I have, just to make sure that we can get like the certain amount of supers that we need to get the key. All that mumbo jumbo, and like making sure that we get that is really important. But like, you guys are watching the damage that this SYN is hitting on Orange Piccolo, right? Granted, like, you know, defense isn't active, links and all that aren't active, but like, this guy hits hard, and he hits really hard. And you can't lower his attack, can't lower his defense. He's like, you know, he's immune to buffs and all that fun stuff. So it is important that, you know, you have units that can, you know, weather the storm, right? Because you think about, like, because we're going to be, like I said, I'm commentating all these in one go. So, like, the next, like, 2 fights against Ice and Nova, his attack can be lowered. And you guys are going to see, it's like, oh, this boss can be attack lowered? Okay, know what I'm doing. And within, like, the first turn, I have him attack lowered, like, 7 times. So, it's just, like, this guy, units need to be able to weather the storm, right? The defense needs to be high. You need to be able to stack. You need damage reduction. You need all the kinds of fun things that, you know, Dokkan forces us to have for order for units to be good, right? And Orange Piccolo, he has all of it. So finally, we are back to playing the game, not just watching Orange Piccolo go to work. Right here, this is kind of where, like, again, if Orange Piccolo did not have the utility of, hey, I can't see the enemy super attack, we would be in trouble. But Orange Piccolo takes away the enemy super, so I know I can put Trunks and Vegeta in slot 1. And even if, like, he did super, he's not doing 540k, right? So we don't really have that much to worry about right here. But like, when I know that the super is gone, I know I'm taking double digits no matter what. And you guys can see Trunks and Vegeta are doing their thing. Look at that, double crit right there. Like, they did, for being type disadvantage, they did their job. Didn't take any damage, did a crit, did their job. That's all I need from them. And like, the same goes for Piccolo, right? Didn't get me killed, same thing goes for Gamma 2. I keep saying Gamma 2, but Gamma 1. Don't get me killed, right? That's the whole job. And he didn't. Or should I say knocked out? I don't know if you can say that word anymore on YouTube. But we have a bar and a half of health left. And now, this is why we saved Vegito Blues active. And so, I just want to go ahead and get the animation in. But what I'm banking on is, we know where the super is, but I'm confident that this rotation here, the one you're looking at, we can get him down by the time we reach that super. So what I do is I keep Piccolo in slot 1, and then we let Physical Piccolo go to work. So Physical Piccolo, I'm not going to call him the MVP of this team, because obviously, you know, the LR Piccolo is kind of like carrying the whole time defensively. But I think you guys are going to be impressed with this turn from the Physical Piccolo. I think it's very, very impressive what this guy can do. And guess what? If, like, we had survived the super, I think, yeah, because we could have gotten the Dokkan attack, but we just missed it with a couple orbs, right? Like, I wanted it, but yeah, so we just need to do a bar health before that super comes. And I don't think the super would have killed Piccolo, but it could have. And that was what I was kind of worried about right here. So we're kind of coming to a wrap here on this specific run, but, you know, we do have to kill him with the super attack. And this is one of the first AoEs I feel like we've seen in a while, but Vegito Blue, slot 3 dodge. Confident as can be. Like I said, I'm not worried about him at all. 5th year units are incredible, you know, with all that being said. Physical Piccolo is going to send us home here. I believe we are missing a little bit of support, so that's why his attack stat does go down just a tad. But right here, 2.2 mil, and then we get the additional 7.2, and that is going to put the bow on this no item run for SYN Shenron. So let me know down below what you guys think of this run with this team. Are you excited for this event to come to global in a short amount of time? But that's all I got for you in this one. Look forward to the Ice Shenron video coming out. We got all the Shadow Dragon stages, no item runs coming out very soon. So don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Leave a comment for the algorithm, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day.